Same level of information. Now I have added here, which was my second field, which I just added now, which has now added here. So what I have done is I have added a RBO, and then from that RBO, I have a field called legal name. So you would see how differently the information is stored. So you will see dependents group and legal name inside the dependents group, first legal name. Dependents group, second legal name. All these things which were coming from all these attributes which were coming. The information for worker was coming up. They were on the same level. But here, when you have added an RBO, the information that you are looking for, the legal name, it is now not directly on the same level as this. There is another level added called WD dependents group, and now inside that WD dependents group, my legal name is stored. So that many dependents group are created, that many dependents I have, so dependents group. Dependent group and. So here, if I want to say that I want to get the legal name of my dependent in this kind of structure. So, of course, I would use either only. Either I would use this or I would use this. So let's say we were using this. In that case, what would be the XPath of your legal name? WD report. Data repetition on WD report, entry. Then it has to come to WD dependents group inside the WD dependents group. WD legal name. This is how the XML structure gets changed. Your parent-child relationship gets changed, when and how you are getting the data. So if the data is coming from your related business object, then definitely there will be a child added, because that RBO will now be working as a child-level node and the information will be coming under that node, inside that group, whatever you have named it. So we have named it dependents group. So inside the dependents group, we are getting that information here. Same way here. All these things were same. This was the older architecture here, and same way, dependents group. So parent-child relationship is same. It's just that, more level of information, since it is the WD XML. And you see here, if I am using this kind of RBO, then I am not getting that dependent ID, which I was getting when I was using it from worker. I was getting the dependent ID, but when I am using it from RBO, I am only getting the name and the WD. I am not getting the dependent ID in this case, so that also depends. So this was your XML output. CSV. You already know it is just be a comma-separated file. You can also download it in Excel or somewhere. So CSV is simple, nothing to describe or understand. I will just do a JSON once. Have you ever seen or worked with JSON? No. Okay, I don't have a tool to open the JSON, but I will be able to show you in the text. It will not be that good to understand, but I will just show it once. So same way. Your XML is generated. In the similar patterns, your JSON also gets generated. JSON is also a little bit easy to understand and it's very light level language. So same thing happens as it happens in your XML, the relationship is straightforward, but little changes from here. So here, if you see that you don't have WD report data here directly, the tags get generated from report entry and your report entry. Here you would see that many report entries will be generated. That many report entries, that many number of reports, that many number of workers are there in the output and inside this report entry. You would see, so wherever you see this kind of a structure, The square braces. So square braces means an array element. That means inside it could be more than one, and inside this all the information will be stored in the form of an array and the attributes will be. The data will be separated with a comma, so the so1 report entry. And every attribute that you see here, either the value or the tag, both will be inside this. This. What do we call I? Just, what do we call them? No, what do we call them? You see, it was just a slip of tongue. What do we call this sign? Double quotes, right? Double quoted, yeah, so no, technical, see, it was on my mind, so these it is. It will be double quoted. Every. The name of the tag or the value itself will be double quoted, like this. So here, you have report entry, and your curly braces is getting started from here. Then you have a colon, then it gets started with an array of multiple objects. So inside this array, so this is for one worker one report entry, so one worker's array is getting started here. Now this array again in this array, you have a curly braces. Now the information of the each and every attribute will be shown. So the department. In the department tag. Colon double quotes. Value now. Second value will be separated by a comma. Then your second object, which was your dependent level of information. Colon. First value. So now you see here the. So this department names, this is the dependent name for the same worker. So comma was used to separate the different columns, or I would say attributes, but semicolon is so used to separate the multiple values for a single person. So department names had two. It could be two dependents or three dependents, so first dependent. Store double quotes and then? So all this information. Inside this single double quotes, but separated by a semicolon. Then again comma, then higher date, then your colon. Value, then again comma. Next level of information for dependents group now. So, since it's all about structuring and your parent relationships. So in that case we were. So if you go here in this area, we were expecting more than one attribute for a worker. That means in this area, this is the area for your worker and it has more than one attributes, like hire day, department name, email, all those things. Now it was going fine until here. Then we find a field called dependents group, which was our RBO. So here we know that there is one more level of child node got added. So how the JSON is understanding this child node. It is creating an array for this child node because it is kind of understanding that there could be more level of detailed information down here. So how it is understanding this dependent level of information, dependent group, which was coming from the RBO, so colon. Array getting started with a square braces, and inside this array, you have legal name tag and the value of the legal name. This now, inside this array only we are inside this dependent groups area comma, which was also used to separate two different values. So comma again. Then second legal names for the second dependent and the value of it. This is close. Had there be any third dependent for the same worker, how would it have been done? Comma? legal name, and the name of the worker, but there are only two, so your record ended here. So my dependent level of RBO information got finished.